Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back into the channel for another episode of Alan Wake 2, episode number 2. You know that I am loving a game when I am wearing the same clothes and everything. I don't change. I don't leave this seat. I don't even take a bathroom break. I go straight into the next video recording. But anyways, guys, seriously, welcome back in. If you're new here, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys got to check out the first episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So we are picking up with episode number 2 of Alan Wake. Things have gotten a little hairy. We went to this town called Bright Falls. There's a deer fest approaching in 7 days. And we also are now fighting this darkness entity that is entering people, like real people that we know, like Stucky. I mean, we don't know him personally, but what I'm saying is we're trying to figure out what's reality, what's not. Are we in a nightmare by our own design? Is this an elaborate setup by our wife and our publicist? I know that's my craziest prediction right now, but all to say, nothing makes sense. So let's go find out and dive deeper into the madness. Guys, thank you for being here, and I hope you enjoy.
Previously on Alan Wake, I came to Bright Falls with my wife, Alice.
Thank you for coming here with me. I
Ooh,
thought maybe
we have a
you could write
previous.
here.
I don't want to hear it. God damn it, Alice.
Now, she's missing.
Alice? Alice?
That looked like she would have hit the rocks
I
on the
woke
way
up
down.
behind the wheel of a crashed car. I'm missing a week. I was attacked by shadowy men straight from a nightmare. The sheriff took me to the lake Alice and I had stayed at, but the cabin had disappeared.
Episode 2, Taken. Ooh, spoopy. New York City 3 years ago. 3 years ago. That is true. We don't know how their marriage was at all. Like, we don't really have a lot of context outside of the few interactions.
Honey, I'm home.
Back here, sweetie. How was it?
Worst weather I've ever seen.
Stormy.
You should put some coffee on. It'll warm you up.
Her leather jacket. Both of our jackets that we, wow. Good for them for keeping the same clothes for like 3 years plus. I mean, trust me, I have some jackets I've kept for a long time, but good on them. They don't have anything to block the breaker and the fuses. Okay, you guys know I'm gonna analyze this New York City apartment, okay? We're inside the apartment of a famous author. Look at the herringbone floors. Ooh. Pictures of New York City when you're in an apartment in New York City. I must have brought home snacks. We've got a lot of mail. Parliament Tower. I can't quite make that out. More soy sauce, some wine. I like the brick background. Oh, turn on coffee maker.
Coffee's on.
Great.
Is it?
Thanks. I'll need it if I'm gonna finish this by tomorrow.
Oh, wow. They've got the KitchenAid mixer. Okay, he definitely is a famous author. So it's like snowing and storming. Sauces everywhere. Huge flower bush. And a TV. CCTV. Wow, look how beautiful it would be. That, I feel like that's a massive balcony for New York City, right? I don't know, I've only been a few times, but that feels like a good size. Is that like the heaters? Wow, this is a dream. Look at all these books. Conspiracy of Faith. We've seen that before. Wait. Conspiracy of Faith. Isn't that guy's? That's one of that guy's books. Oh, what was his name? The ones that were lying around. Newton Principle. Interesting. Snowy Hills. You can make out a lot of the titles, but not everything. Funky cool rugs. Check it out. Some sunflowers. Alice is in there, but you know I want to look at everything first. What is this? Oh. Bathroom? Oh my, feels like, this is luxurious for New York City. Look at this bathroom. Oh, they even have incense. The washer. She left this open. That's funny. It's probably pretty accurate. I mean, there definitely needs to be a lot more hair all over the place. That shower. And the heated towel rack. Wow. Got excess toilet paper and a radio. Oh, I can go in here. But what's the point? Okay. Just boxes. They have really nice wooden furniture. Wallpaper. Turn on the radio.
The continuing freezing rain and heavy snowfall have necessitated a winter
Massive
storm
winter
warning in the
storm.
entire tri-state area. People are advised to stay indoors as many roadways are already closed. And city
Yeah, it
officials
must
are
be
not
a mess
expecting
in the
snow
city.
to keep up with the weather. We're now on the third day of the blizzard, and the weather is not expected to clear up anytime soon.
Dang. I'm surprised I even went out in the blizzard. Okay, good size pillows. I approve. They didn't make their bed though. But I like it. It actually, because of those little things, it feels lived in. It doesn't feel so like cold and calculated, you know? Alan Wake. Return to sender. What I can't forget. Alex Casey. The things that I want and the fall of Casey. And I've got golden guns and more books over here. So many books. Manuscript. Oh, okay. New manuscripts. Sudden Stop 1, Sudden Stop 2. And it looks like we are not X'd out by any additional content. Wait. I don't think so. Oh my goodness, there's so many pages. Okay. Looks like there's only one that is locked out to us because of a nightmare.
It's true what they say about the fall and the sudden stop at the end. I'd lain here in the snow while the lurid chain of scenes that had led me here kept playing in my head.
That's not Alan's
A
voice.
rerun of my own private snuff movie. A memory of my corpse. Alone at my own wake. Thinking in metaphors again. The
What?
femme fatale was gone. Only a sour taste remained of the kiss that killed me.
The kiss that killed me. It's true what they say about the fall and the sudden stop at the end. That's not Alan's voice.
This was a late goodbye. 13 years after I'd gotten my revenge, it had finally caught up with me. It had been a long time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red, a gruesome slushy,
Oh.
dissolved all the scattered painkillers and leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the bile of the city, becoming one with it. I can see them now, my wife and my baby. Honey, I'm home.
Honey, I'm home. I mean, maybe that is his voice, but he's kind of altered it a little bit, but I don't know. I feel like his descriptions in this feel much more like one of his actual books than the manuscripts. I don't know. I just personally feel like this feels way more like a book than our previous manuscripts that we read in the last chapter. Something about it seems very different in a good way. Notes to do. Alan Wake, the sudden stop. That's the cutout that we see in the cafe. And then what is this? Okay, we have another one, you guys. Let's go look at this. Let's see what this is. So the last one was a YouTube link. This one is a YouTube link too. Hold on. Ooh, this one is the next part. Vision 2.
The dark place was an endless waking dream. I saw visions carried by the ebb and flow of different dream states. They seeped in from the reality beyond. Things I had a connection to, but also things I couldn't possibly know. I used them in my writing to make it real, so that the parts that weren't would become so. And there were visions that I knew were not real, ideas I had lost, often of Casey. I had written about him for years. I used them as well. The lies had to feel true for them to become true. Had I always written this way? Even before, seen things without realizing I was seeing them, thinking they were mine. Was this what inspiration was for me?
And welcome back. Let's go talk to Alice, you guys. So, whoa, hold on. Floating shelf. I love it. The floating dresser, almost. I like how clean it is,
Hey,
yet
I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk.
feels
Tell me what
lived
you
in.
think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
On occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
Oh, really?
Well, you seemed to think so last night.
Oh. Damn. Okay, I think their marriage is pretty good. They're doing pretty good. Look at these. Wow. They look so serious. Interesting. Wait, she said mock-ups. Oh, the mock-ups are over on my desk. Examine cover mock-ups. Let's examine them.
These look really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the
These look
way,
really
will
good.
happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called. Alan? Alan,
Right here, right
please
here.
check the fuse box.
Oh, yeah,
right
she's
here.
oh, she's
I'm
scared
on
of
it, honey.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Please hurry!
She's scared of the dark. I forgot.
Honey, it's a
Flashlight.
power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Hi. Okay.
You okay?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Aw.
It just really spooked me.
Don't worry. We'll just break out the candles.
It'll feel romantic.
I know it's stupid, but it's just... Especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
I love you.
Tell me a story, writer.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker,
The clicker.
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
A
Here it is.
clicker.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you, too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
I love you, even if you are a liar. Thanks for this.
Oh. She has shoes on the couch. No shoes on the couch. That's a really sweet and tender scene, though, between them. So I think their marriage seems to be really strong. Right falls the present day.
How do you feel, Mr.
Oh.
Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
Oh, this guy. Wait, what? We saw
I'm
more
okay.
of it.
My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Is he the doctor, too?
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Did he just come back from
Thanks.
fishing?
Well then, Mr. Wake, we're done here.
He's
if the pain
different.
gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll
Oh,
let you get
he's
on
not the
with it
same
then.
old guy that was
Sarah,
on the docks.
Sheriff Breaker is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
Doc Nelson was the image of a small-town doctor.
Yeah.
Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head.
That is so true. I feel like small town doctors, a lot of times they're doing their day to day, but then will like come when called. I feel like they're almost just always on call, you know?
I'm sorry you had to cut your morning fishing short for this, Doc.
Oh, she's a beauty,
Yeah.
ain't she? Not the biggest I ever caught, if you can believe that coming from an old fisherman like me, but she's right up there.
That's a big old
now,
bass.
She's a largemouth bass,
Oh, it
which
is
is what
bass.
you're after if you prefer a lure. Now, if you want either
Fly
trout or salmon,
fishing.
on the other hand, then it's fly fishing for you.
Mm.
You a fishing man, Mr. Wake? Oh, doesn't really matter, I suppose. But it can be very relaxing out there. You can't get me off the water this time of year. Closest thing to heaven.
West
I'll
Virginia.
take your word for it, Doc.
I believe you'll find the sheriff
where
in her office.
he was.
Just go down the corridor.
There's great spots for fishing here. This must be a dream retirement location for him. He better not get turned in by the darkness. Okay, I can't read the certificates. Let's see if he continues to talk to us. There's the sheriff's truck.
You're good to go, Mr. Wake. Sarah's probably waiting for a chance to talk to you.
Okay, I'm going. I get it when I'm not wanted. I'll go. I just want to see if he says anything else. Whoa, what's that long list? Sir, anything else?
The sheriff wanted to see you in her office.
It's just like, hey, go do this. Sale 50% off as well. All right, let's skedaddle. It is the perfect small town feel. Oh, y'all, that cat is still missing. Wait, wasn't that the same cat that was missing in our dream though? Have you seen this man? Disappeared 6/20/07. Identifying features, knack for winning contests. That's his identifying features. They're all men. Richard, Bob, Bruce, Dansky, Jacob Miller. On a camping trip, overdue, haven't been in contact. If you have seen them or know their whereabouts, please call 555-9932. Thank you. Alright, that's the sheriff right there. More breakers. Ambulance out back. Whoa. Oh, that's on the other side. Before I go talk to the sheriff, I'm gonna be a nuisance and look around. The missing cat.
Mr. Wake, the sheriff is waiting for you in her office down the corridor.
Okay.
That was Cynthia Weaver. I guess you can call her the town eccentric. She used to be the editor of the local newspaper, but she's focused on, other things these days.
Like?
She'd fit right in where I come from.
I wonder who.
As you can see, she's a little obsessed with maintaining the light bulbs of the whole town.
Oh, it was the lady from
Refuses
the...
to step on shadows, things like that. Back in her day, she wrote about all sorts of weird things in the paper. Bright Falls has a colorful history. Of course, what small town hasn't?
She was the woman that was talking about the light bulbs outside of, or inside the diner. Holding cells parking lot. Nothing in here. Okay. Oh, thermos. Nice. Is that a manuscript too? Nice. All right, let's peep this one. Alice sees a shadow.
Alice looked through the viewfinder, lining up the shot.
Viewfinder.
Cauldron Lake was breathtaking. Something caught her eye. A figure standing in the shadows
When we
behind the
arrived.
cabin, like a thin woman in a black dress. She lowered the camera and looked again. No one there. Just a collection of bushes that looked vaguely human-shaped. She shook her head and laughed.
Was that when we first arrived? Had she taken a picture and acted suspicious? I cannot remember that for the life of me.
Yeah, it's Mulligan here. I'm at Stucky's gas station with
He's
Thornton.
still gone.
There's no sign of him. Over.
Wait. Yeah, this is Thornton. Look, we've located the brake book. It's here. That's some good news, right? Stucky was supposed to be driving it at the rehearsals today. Over.
Oh, give me that. Mulligan here. Looks like someone really thrashed the garage. Over.
Okay, roger that, guys. Keep looking for Stucky. Jane's out.
Yeah, but the thing is... Oh, can I flip that? I love how they're like almost more concerned with the float than even finding Stucky. Okay, I can't go to the
sheriff
cellar.
wants to see you in her office, Mr. Wake.
I know. I'm going. All right, Sheriff.
Come in, Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
Oh, that's really nice of her.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake?
How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night.
How am
but
I supposed to
couldn't.
explain
She'd
that?
lock me up. Excuse me. I need to take this.
Unknown caller.
Hello?
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife.
Who is this?
What?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood
She's been
National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight.
Of course.
Don't do nothing stupid, pal. We're watching you.
We're watching you. I don't understand.
I need some fresh air. Can I go out? In the back, maybe?
Of course, Mr. Wake. I understand. You can get there through the cells. Deputy Grant can show you the way.
What's that?
I'm sorry.
Oh,
All of
shotgun
this,
ammo?
it's just a lot to take in.
Okay, so wait. Somebody's holding our wife
Mr. Wake,
ransom.
can I help you with anything?
Doesn't
I
make
need to get
sense.
some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor. Just don't mind Walter in there.
Walter?
He's one of our regulars.
That doesn't
I
make
thought he
sense.
quit drinking for good.
Oh, no such luck. He went on a bender and beat Danny pretty badly. He started shouting like that the moment he woke up.
All right, who is this guy?
Hey, you! Can you help me? Can
The
you turn
tracksuit.
the lights on?
Why? Why is he so set on the lights turning? Okay.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Hey, you're all right. You're a good guy. Don't let anybody tell you different. You know, I shouldn't even be in here. The cops, they got it all wrong.
I wasn't
See?
drunk.
Sure, I beat him up, but I wasn't drunk. I mean, I wasn't drunk at the time. I only got drunk afterward. Okay, listen. You gotta listen carefully now. Here's the kicker. That wasn't Danny. No, sir. It only looked like him. You wanna
The
know
darkness,
who it
maybe?
really was? I'll tell you who it really was.
A space alien?
It was a goddamn space alien! I know it sounds like something a drunk would say, but believe me, I wasn't drunk then.
Oh, well, you're just drunk now. I love how he's wearing a tracksuit and hiking boots. That is a whole different level of style.
I told him, I don't hear.
He really wanted the lights to be turned on. That's so creepy. And a manuscript page inside the sheriff's station? The dark presence in the diner?
In spite of its human mask, to describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power.
So I'm gonna go to wherever the dark presence is. So we
The
go
early morning
back
light
to the
hurt
diner.
my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, "Go through the fence on the left."
Police car. I just don't understand who would. I mean, I guess maybe they found out that like I was here, and but what interest with Alice other than to blackmail me for what? Money? For I don't know, a manuscript? See, that's what I'm saying. Like if somebody's blackmailing me by taking Alice
The caller
captive.
had told me to find a hole in the fence behind the police station.
So
there was something for me in an abandoned car.
I'm just saying that if he wants me to write for him, then that feels like a setup by Barry. Who's this Barry anyway?
Another long night, and it's about time for me to sign off for a while. God knows.
Oh,
I
this
need
guy.
some beauty. Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the sheriff's department. We've had
Man,
a few
small town
broken
gossip.
windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated
Shots.
young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deer Fest float. Now, folks, we get this every year. I know it's exciting, the big day's almost here, but let's save it for the party and leave the gunplay for the shooting competition, huh?
When they were getting excited, they were shooting.
Not worked up yet.
Oh, here we go. All right, can't go in there. Let's go ahead and break through this fence. Ah, I see it. Great song. It's like this game has really good songs. Kick it in. Writer by day, fighter at night. I'm working out. Okay, wake at Lover's Peak.
The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from.
Kidnapper.
See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall on the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
So he meets up with the kidnapper. But the kidnapper knows about the darkness and is shooting them? It's interesting that he's talking about that. Clearly, he doesn't have his wife with him because he says, let's cut the act now, where's my wife? But then it's interesting because he just has that instant thought, like, of Alice in his hands after he sees him shooting a gun. It's an interesting, like...
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat.
The caller meant business.
But
Barry?
Ow! Ow!
Barry?
God, where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. Oh, I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
What?
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Ow! What the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to
Barry.
meet Alice's kidnappers.
Okay. All right, so he placed her, I don't know, he placed her license. I mean, I guess that's pretty strong proof that, whoa. You know, I don't think I've ever noticed where the license plate goes on an ambulance. I don't think I even thought that it was on the back. That's so goofy, I know, but, huh. Okay, back in. So Barry came to Bright Falls? I mean, he seemed like he was gonna do that based off his last, what the?
A writer is a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception.
Sir.
I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
I'll write the story, I'll save her. We're still trying to write her out. This guy's snoring. Can't you see I'm trying to watch myself go crazy over here?
Marvelous, Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent and
Anderson brothers? Oh, were those the two that
They are not
shot?
accountable for their actions, of course. I can assure you that my staff has been reprimanded.
Tor and Odin never caused any trouble to anyone when they were still living at their farm.
Indeed. All we can do is to slow down the progress of their dementia.
Tor and Odin.
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd
Hartman.
like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
Oh my gosh.
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Hey!
Alan?
Take it easy.
Oh. Oh, this is so Barry.
Nobody move. Get your hands off of my client.
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah.
Oh?
I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake,
Hartman.
my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
Get me out of here. Barry's exactly how I'd picture it.
We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
Thing with the paparazzi. It's the necks, though. I'm gonna say the necks are the only thing I can't get over in this game.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He
I'm
smelled
sure.
money.
Yeah.
And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
He is the most extra vehicle ever.
Barry,
Rose.
you found him.
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing.
She must bring him
need to
coffee
go.
a lot.
Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later.
She brought him coffee earlier. Do you guys remember?
Who's Max?
Like, she talked about that earlier. When we were in the diner, she told the park ranger.
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr.
What?
Takes a swing at everybody.
Dang.
This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl.
Yeah.
And, more importantly, a fan.
That feels really out of character for Alan to say something like that.
I'd come here to rent a cabin where I could wait till midnight.
Ice Habit. Ice Age exhibit. Mott's car rental. I cannot believe that Barry found that vehicle. Like, that is the most Barry thing possible. I'm acting like I've known Barry for a while, but it completes the picture, you know? Can I go in the bathrooms? No. Okay. Water tank. Buck-tooth Charlie. Colombian mammoth. Wait. And a moose? A buffalo? Look at these bear statues. I want a bear statue. Oh my goodness. I want one of those like bear statues that say welcome. That to be outside of my door. Just welcome. Welcome, y'all. You can get a ranger hat and a mammoth. A little stuffed mammoth. Wow. Read it. The skeleton of a Colombian mammoth. This specimen, estimated to be 14,000 years old, was recovered from the La Brea tar pits in 1981. It was donated to the Elderwood National Park in 1998. I was one. When the Colombian mammoth became Washington's state fossil. I didn't know that states had fossils. I need to look up this. Look this up. Named Buck-tooth Charlie. It has since become the park's official mascot. States actually have fossils? Australopithecus would really have been sick of us. Is that it? Deer. Oh,
seriously, Al.
the cougar.
What you were saying in the car? Just listen to
The
yourself.
puma. I like the way that they've done the manuscripts. It's
What,
very nice.
you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the
Yes.
last time you slept? What, are you high? Have you been drinking?
Says the guy whose eyes are like...
Look, Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice.
Do you
and everything's
understand
just...
what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
I mean, I'm sure when you're a creator like that, it can probably get a little blurry. Wait, that was a cop. Wait, where? Thermos. Nice. And a first aid kit. Kitchen. Very nice. Love this mixer. I really need to get a nice mixer. Big stuffer. I like the gummy yummies. The gummy yummies are so cute. Okay. Let's go back. Oh. I'd want to work here. Like park ranger or anything. I just want to wake up every day and see this.
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey,
What
Rusty,
happened to the puppers?
Right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here.
Oh.
Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Buck-tooth Charlie.
Okay, sure. What happened?
Yeah.
Crazy poachers. Max here got his foot
Oh.
caught in a trap. They're illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all.
Of course.
But that doesn't stop some lowlifes. Hell, at least Max is gonna be okay. He got lucky.
Why does Max feel like the most
Max
perfect?
is still groggy from the shot I gave him, and I'd rather not leave him alone just yet. The form's on the desk across from the mammoth skeleton.
It's funny because every time I try to leave, he starts talking. Max seems like the perfect name for a golden retriever like that.
Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper.
Barry.
Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No, this whole thing...
Ugh.
Listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
Huh. I feel like I don't know what I would do in that situation. I mean, would you believe Alan in this situation? Let me know down below. Would you believe Alan? If you were his agent and everything you knew, would you think he was losing it or that there was some reality to it?
I think this is the form you wanted.
Max.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the
Need a
paths,
trail
you'll
map.
get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too.
All right. Thank you, Max.
If you
Get
have
better.
any trouble finding it, just keep your eyes on the radio mast. It's right below that. Oh, and hey, if you take a walk in the woods, watch your steps. You don't end up like Max. I guess I'm a
Yeah.
little worried. We got a bunch of campers out there we haven't heard from. It's not like these people are on a schedule, but with the traps, well, you know, I just don't want any trouble.
Right.
How many
Thanks.
campers have gone missing? I just feel like I don't... It's like they're taking it a little nonchalant. These are... I don't think this would be the most comfortable chairs to go right here. The Adirondack chairs or whatever. That's cool that they used the... Okay.
I'd gotten what I'd come for. It was time to go.
Ow. You're asking me to believe that you
Oh, my
shot
neck.
a dude who went poof, into thin air, a guy
You're
who
focusing
was
on the wrong part of the
until
story.
You pointed a flashlight at him. You hear that from people who end up spending time in padded rooms, strapped to their beds, wearing white shirts with too long tangled up sleeves.
Oh, I should have let him keep talking. But my whole point is, like, he's focusing on the one part of the story that does sound crazy. I know. Oh, gosh, here we go.
Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her.
Oh.
This is not a goddamn debate, Barry.
Oh.
I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help, and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Is that a fair point? Oh. He's really got
Just
allergies.
Be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be Deliverance all over again.
Oh.
Bless you.
He's sneezing so much. What is that one?
Trying to kill me.
The withstandians or
Mold in
within?
here, spores, poison ivy.
Oh
God
my
knows what.
goodness. Can't take Barry
so
anywhere.
Not worth a 15% commission.
I guess honestly there might be something to, I think our friendship does go beyond just the fact that he makes money off of conspiracy of faith again. There's the bias. The bias. This is such a beautiful fireplace. Oh my goodness. And look at this desk. Now that is a writer's desk. What is creaking? Well, you can spot Barry wherever he is because that bright red jacket. I guess I'll switch the lights on for us. Oh, turn them on, turn them on. There's the bear right there. Wow. Oh, this day. Look at that. Another thermos. Batteries. Nice. Okay, I'm almost maxed. Can I go downstairs? Love the furniture. Oh, the wooden beams. That's a cool light. I feel like that light doesn't really go with the rest of the house. Let me see if I can turn on these lights. Wow. It's really not a lot happening there. I wonder, though, that is interesting that you can turn the lights on and off. Let's try turning them all off and see what happens. Wait. Oh, interesting. So you turn it... Oh, so it's for both sides. It's just that center light, I guess. All right, I guess let's leave. Nice grill. I mean, I could just die to live here. Look at the stars in the sky. Imagine. Like, without all the spookiness, I'd love to live here. Spookiness aside. This table looks like it's straight out of forest. The forest. All right, let's go to the front yard first. Before we head down, I think I saw a manuscript too. Not in the yard, but down there. Oh, hot tub thermos? Don't mind if I do. Nothing in the hot tub. Okay. It's just the thermos. An old well. Oh. That definitely looks like an old hag's gonna come out of it, so let's get the heck out of here. It always happens at night. Why don't we do anything in the day?
I'll wait here, Al. I'll hold down the fort. I'll be with you in spirit every step of the way, Al. Locking the door now.
Alright, lock the door. Crow. There, manuscript. Him in this truck. Alright, let's see what the one this is. Barry Doubtawake sanity.
Barry had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry.
It's interesting because I feel like the way that the manuscripts work is a lot of these feel like where we're at in the moment. And then all of a sudden we start going beyond it. And things like we start getting notes about stuff that's happening in the future or has yet to come. But then sometimes there are things that have already happened.
I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them.
Absolutely
And they had
not.
Alice.
But to what purpose? You know, like I know at the beginning it said there's no why, but I want to know. Elderwood National Park, Washington Visitor Center. Gross. Or is it a raccoon? Trash pandas, they're everywhere. Chimes. It's oddly eerie. Is that a baseball cap? Baseball cap. Huh. Nothing this way. Oh, we can actually go in it. Switch on the lights, switch the lights on, switch the lights on. Nice. Revolver. I wonder what max ammo is for this thing. Maybe 36, I'd imagine. Radio.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very
Another
own
day.
Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like?
My plan? You make it sound a lot more organized than
Did you see that? Did you see that?
No plan, really. Just taking the atmosphere. I'm getting a little too rickety to do much more than that.
Something went past them.
Oh, tell me about it. No sack race for us older gentlemen, huh?
Yes, exactly, Pat. But I'm going to check out the parade, of course. And I'll be one of the pie contest judges, too.
Well, that takes a different kind of constitution.
Oh, yeah. It's my kind of exercise.
Now, Doc, seriously, you're in pretty good shape, though. You're the outdoors type. I know for a fact you're an avid fisherman.
That's right. Matter of fact, just caught a heck of a largemouth bass.
I saw it
morning.
firsthand.
But you're not taking part in the fishing contest?
No, not this year. See, Pat, I'm just not that competitive anymore.
Aww.
Now I just like to take my time and enjoy the piece of it. It's no fun if I need to worry about what I'm catching, you know?
Well, considering your track record,
It's interesting.
the participants are probably pretty happy you feel that way.
Well, Pat, that's kind of you to say.
I was gonna say, I feel like he'd outfish all of them. No contest. Guys, did you see that? I felt like there was a shadowy figure. Okay, wait, energy conservation, hold on. Who knows when somebody's gonna come back. Something went past over there. Let's get out of here. Drop hazard? Sorry, what? No. No. No, no, no. Where? What? What was that? Oh my goodness. I don't like it. Alright, let's check out this camper. Somebody's old camper. Can't get in it, but maybe we can get in this cabin like the other one. What happened to this cabin? Kick it in. Oh! That's blood. I can't turn the lights on. That's blood. Or is it wine? The TV. Oh! Another Starry Nights! Oh my gosh, that was scary. Okay. Alright, Starry Nights. What is it this time?
Crime and punishment.
Crime and punishment.
The cancer and cure of civilization. But some crimes are impossible to punish, especially
in Night Springs.
Tonight's episode, The Man in the Mirror.
The Man in the Mirror. Okay.
He's inside, Agent. He's a weird one.
Interrogation room.
So, you're confessing to killing that guy, huh? Why?
Had it coming?
Yeah, but why would you do that? I mean, you're a nice guy. Normal. Took a kid to a soccer game. So how come at the game, you pick a guy and, quoting from the arresting officer's report here, assault the victim's head area repeatedly with the weapon of choice being a pair of bare fists? Wow, that sentence really flows, huh?
It's a sentence.
Maybe you're not the literary type. Okay, so you mess him up. But why? Who was that guy? We
It's like a Jeffrey Dahmer.
Why would a guy like you do him like that?
I didn't like his face.
Well, you must have hated it, because you really went to town there. I mean, there's no way to tell what he looked like. No ID on him either.
Wow.
That must be difficult.
But then we ran the fingerprints. Got a match. Your prints. Identical.
What?
Huh, how about that?
Your son said you were wearing a white shirt when you took him to the game. But the white shirt is on the dead guy.
It's plenty red now.
Oh.
You won't get away with this.
Do you really think that's in any way relevant to me? I had plenty of time to talk to my boy before the cops arrived, you know? He won't stop screaming, am I right? You think he's ever gonna be okay? I left my mark, believe me.
On your son?
You bastard.
What? You gonna shoot me? What's the point? I'm going to prison. You got me.
I don't understand any of this.
And you never will. Don't worry. Maybe you'll see me again, Agent. Maybe in the mirror.
What? It was like some entity that caused him to go after himself, or what? And then he said he really left his mark on his son. Oh my goodness. Night Springs. Did I say Starry Night? I think I said Starry Night earlier. Night Springs. They don't make any sense, and they leave you being like so confused and weirded out. Crows. Murder! Run! I don't think they're coming towards us. Nope, they're coming towards us. Well, no, maybe not. Okay, I think we're fine. That is a murder of crows. Okay, no, they're fine. Such a strange show. It's like every time you think it's gonna make sense, it makes even less sense. He said maybe you'll notice me when you're looking in the mirror. So it must be, it's like your own self. I guess maybe it's like a piece of you that triggers, and it's like everybody's capable of that, right? It's just do people listen to that side of them. So you see it in the mirror, like if you give into it, I think. So many. Okay, Rose and Rusty.
Rose knew that Rusty was in love with her, and she liked him too. She liked him a lot.
Oh.
He taught her to dance, and life had certainly taught her the value of a man who was gentle.
Aww.
He treated her well, made her smile, made her feel good. But Rusty wasn't the prince of her dreams.
Alan Wake.
And that tended to underline the unbearable truth. She was no closer to that Hollywood magic than he was.
That's really sad. She knew that Rusty was in love with him, and she liked him a lot too. But there's like that piece that holds you back because you're stuck on Hollywood style love, which is so unrealistic. Aw, that's actually really hard to read. But it happens all the time, right? Rose and Rusty, eh? I didn't get that sense, but it would make sense why she brings him coffee and he always goes to the diner in the mornings. It's kind of cute. Manuscript? Another manuscript back to back. Well, the other one was kind of hidden, to be honest. All right, Rusty dying.
The air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg.
Oh.
The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage.
Max is
Rusty's
still alive.
eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. "Mr. Wake, It happened just the way it was on that page.
Just the way it was on what page? This page? But he said that it happened just as what it happened on the page. So he would have seen the page. And Rusty got killed by something. Poor Rusty. Light. Save point, maybe?
The vision left me weak. This was no head injury.
What?
Rusty.
Oh my gosh.
Rusty, hang on! Oh God. I'm coming! Please, help me!
What the hell? It's like every time we get near to the... I'm sorry, I'm winded. I'm like... I'm coming. I'm on my way.
Help me!
I'm trying. I'm winded. What could have caused this? Hold on. There's a manuscript piece right here. Real quick. Is this the piece? Rusty attacked by a dark presence.
The visitor center was sturdy, but the impact turned the front of the building into splinters. Rusty was thrown across the lobby like a rag doll and hit the far wall hard. It didn't hurt until he tried to move and saw his leg bend the wrong way. Felt the broken rib stabbing him on the inside. Rusty howled in pain and fear, suddenly afraid to die alone.
Oh no. I'm coming, Rusty. Stay there. All right, don't get hit by the swinging.
Hello?
Oh my blood.
Here. Hey, please help me.
That's all Rusty's?
Mr. Wake?
Oh, hell.
It happened.
Yeah.
Just the way it was on that page. I found.
Max.
Came through. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must... The lights. In the office.
That's not enough to wear it
I have
off.
the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back.
Whatever did this couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened.
Okay. I'm just gonna head straight there. I know I normally am like looting along the way, but I don't think this is the time to be a loot goblin. He must have
The only way
been
to make
checking
sure that
out.
Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on.
Wait, is there anything back here? Okay, I know I just said no looting, but hold on. Hold on. Oh, so worth it. Sorry. I just felt like in my bones, I was like, oh, let me just see. All right. I mean, guys, he's not going anywhere. He'll be fine. It'll buff out. Okay, key opened. The manuscript was right outside of the office, though, so he must have been here, but then, okay. Another manuscript. What the hell? Wake reaches a safe haven
At the
light.
last instant, I changed direction and threw myself down. The axe splintered the trunk of a tree. I stumbled into the pool of bright light. My lungs burned. I was too exhausted to move. I tensed as I waited for the killing blow, but it never came. I raised my head. Nothing moved in the darkness beyond. For the moment, bathed in the cold light, I was safe.
For a moment. We need to turn the light on. Where's the light? Light switch. Oh, it's a nice office. Oh, look, the cabinet. Don't mind if I do. Let me get that. Take that. 42 ammos on the revolver as well.
I was too late. Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on.
Rusty. Wait, that almost looked like somebody. Oh.
Rusty!
Oh.
The ground was covered
What is
with flame
that?
patches that looked like liquid darkness.
Wait, I can melt it. I can melt it. Wait, what? Insert battery.
I just need hunting licenses.
There's two of them. Three on each. There might be one behind me. Rusty, hold on just a little bit longer. Okay. I'm gonna try to burn that out if we can. Rusty's gone.
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
What? Oh, poor Rusty. Max is gone. Max!
Please don't feed the animals.
Sounded like it came from in here. What is that? Not ammo. Condensed milk.
Fishing is only permitted for those visitors who purchase a park fishing license.
Ammo. Oh gosh.
Obey!
Is that him? Is that Rusty?
Rusty, no!
Never closer than 100 yards. 2 bears and wolves never approach any other wildlife closer.
It's completely consumed him.
Pets must be leashed.
Ah, he's so close.
Leave your pet unattended.
You left your pet unattended. Where is Max? Come on. Come on.
Or historical artifacts from the park.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I'm burning through so many.
This includes
I'm sorry, Rusty.
or even simple berries.
Oh. Reload, 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 reload. How many hits? Under a thin layer of skin. Rusty. Oh! They broke it down. Nice, nice, nice evade. Hold on. Oh, not evaded. Excuse me, sir? They took the dog, y'all. They took the dog. Okay, but what just happened? So one of them... It's moving. The darkness is moving. I want to make sure I didn't miss any manuscripts, so I'm gonna... Oh, and I can get more ammo right here. Okay, it's nice that they give you, like, ammo spot right where you fight a boss, or like I'll say one of the ones that require a lot more shots. If there would be a manuscript page, maybe out here. No? Alright, let's just double check. Just ensure that there's nothing I'm missing. Nothing down here. I mean, they seriously messed this place up, y'all. There was no manuscript over there. Let's actually try... Oh, this is closed now. But nothing? That's not a manuscript page. Okay. Poor Rusty. Oh, what's this? Okay, this is worth it. What's in here? Thermos. Very nice. But no manuscript. And no ammo, just the thermos. Oh, and that's sexy tool chest. Okay. I don't think I can go straight through the middle. We have to go around the back. Moonshine Cave. Lover's Peak is that way. Poor Rusty. Man, Rose is gonna have to hold out a little bit longer for Prince Charming, you know? Unless she gets turned too. I wouldn't be surprised if she got turned. She seems like one of the characters that would have that happen. Okay. Wow, look at this. That's beautiful. Cafe souvenir shop. I mean, how am I going to explain this to the sheriff? Checkpoint reached. I love this. That's such a simple design, but beautiful. All right, before I move forward, let me run to the bathroom. I'll be right back, guys. Hold on. Oh. This must be him.
What the hell was that? I saw from the window. I saw something.
Oh, Barry.
Forget about it, Barry. It's just me going crazy.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You're not crazy. I wish you were crazy, but you're not crazy. Ow, be careful.
Stay in the cabin. Don't open the door for anyone. I mean it.
Okay, nothing over here. I mean, as scary as it was on the bright side, now he doesn't think we're as crazy. Drop hazard. Manuscript, there we go. And we have some lights too. Lover's Peak is that way. Oh, beer. Case of 6. This is a massive, massive chapter. Rusty's final thoughts.
In that last instant of consciousness, Rusty thought about Rose.
Oh.
He was older than she was. Rose was barely out of her teens, but she made him feel young, and forget what a train wreck his long-dead marriage had been. He
Mm.
still wore the ring. He'd been waiting for her to tell him to take it off. Now she never would.
Interesting. I didn't get that sense that that makes sense that she's younger or like just out of her teens, which also makes sense why she has this kind of like, she still is, you know, hoping for that Hollywood romance and stuff. Yeah. Wow. Lover's Peak. Here we go. Checkpoint reached. I love what they've done with that, like the wood structure. Did you hear that? All right, top up on everything. Also, we lost all of our amazing weapons. Is this gonna happen every chapter? We just lose everything we've gained? The crows. For your safety, stay on designated hiking trail. Lover's Peak. Oh, that must be Lover's Peak, right? Or wait, have I been there before?
Lover's Peak was at the far end of the nature trail.
But entering Moonshine Cave. Don't mind if I do. Moonshine Cave. See what this is about. There, 3 dots. It's interesting, little dots. Why not just keep with the arrows? Moonshine Cave. Site of frequent bootlegger activity throughout the Prohibition, 1919 to 1933. People just come down here. Have a good stiff one. Oh, there it is. Oh, is that a rifle? Oh, no, shotgun. Dang it. Yeah, I wish you'd get a rifle in this game. That'd be amazing. Finders keepers. I love doing this on the PlayStation. So I'm doing this on PlayStation. I think the OG version is available through Steam and PC, but I did PlayStation because I do like seeing the different achievements that you unlock and stuff. I don't have it pop up when I'm playing on Steam. Honestly, been using the PlayStation a lot more recently. I feel like I use PlayStation primarily for YouTube. And speaking of PlayStation, y'all need to tell me down below, would you guys want to see Spooderman? I feel like I've had a lot of requests from that from some of y'all, but let me know down below if the next thing you guys would want to see is Spider-Man. Because we also have the second one of this coming out, so I feel like that's a must. Batteries. Snap peas. I don't have a flare gun. I don't have a I do have a flare now. That's okay. Go for this guy first. Oh! Ow! Oi! Insert battery. Get this guy first. Nice. Reload. Nice dodge. We got him in the thigh. Okay, I feel like I'm getting the hang of this. I like it. I actually really do like it. It's a mess, but it's kind of fun. It's broken. Oof, the porta potty. Tell me there's a thermos inside. What's over here? There's all these, oh, manuscript over there. There's all these ledges, but I just don't feel like you're gonna find, I just don't think they do that to you because there's so many different ones. I feel like there's no way that they'd put a thermos just lying on a ledge like that. Otherwise you'd have to clear every single one, you know? Lover's Peak. There's so many bridges. What is it? Checkpoint reached again. Checkpoint Charlie. Why does that sound familiar? Checkpoint Charlie. Lover's Peak that way. However, there's something to the right, so let's go right side first. Do I have a map? No. Up there. Do not feed wildlife. $100 penalty. Sounds about right. Barry meets Rose.
Nobody in Bright Falls seemed to know where Al was, but Rose, the waitress at the diner, had seen him. From what Barry could tell, Al pretty much fell off the face of the earth when he left the diner. Rose was just the kind of fan that Al hated, but she really tried to help. She was smart too, knew a lot about what was going on in the town, knew a lot about Al, even knew who Barry was. Barry liked her. That was no big surprise. When it came to women, Barry and Al rarely saw eye to eye.
But also the fact that, well, now Barry has a clean path because Rusty's gone. But still, oh no, that's like that's very hard too, because Barry obviously has like high profile clients, so maybe she thinks he could help her as well. What was I gonna say? That was Al even knew who Barry was. I find that to be really kind of, that's another level of fandom though, to know even who like his almost publisher agent is in a way, because I would say Barry's mostly like his agent in a lot of ways too. Okay, I don't see anything. There's a rusty truck. Too soon? They're gonna spawn here. The wind's picking up. Let's get on the trail. Get on the trail. Yeah, stay out of the woods. They've spawned. Right? That noise. That means they've spawned, right? Right? Hold on, get back to the path. Get back here. Because I don't like that. It's because of the way that they spawn and then how they can quickly flank you that makes them terrifying. Yeah, the wind's blowing. Run up here, run up here, run up here, run up here. Okay, safe haven. Nice. Shotgun, more shotgun shells. Nice, 8 rounds, okay. I'm gonna save my shotgun bullets. Save the shotgun. I think that was a save point. Look at these big old bear babies. Cafe souvenir shop. Lover's Peak. Okay, I just need to face it and get across. Just face it, get across. They're coming through. The great old one! Come on! He's like immune to it. That's a beefy boy. There's one right there behind the tree. The felled by lightning. Some of them are a lot bigger than others, I think. Oh! Second one. Okay. I feel like they're gonna keep respawning, but I need to... Felled by lightning in 1937, this exceptionally tall, rocky mountain Douglas fir was over 200 years old. According to local legends, it stretched beyond the stars. After it fell, it was measured to be 66 meters tall, nearly a record length. All right, let's go. Get me out of here. How do we know there's not a thermos? Oh! There's like 3 of them. Run! 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 There's light. There's light. Come on, Alan. 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 That's not Alan. Whoa. Run. Run, Alan. Oh my goodness. Ow. Okay, piss them off. Run across, run across, run across, run across. It's gone out, it's gone out. We're just gonna have to kill him. Okay, there was no... We had to. 11 rounds, are you kidding me? All right, charge this thing. Charge this bad boy. One more. Nice. And then there was light. Okay, I see a manuscript. Let's open this up. 23 rounds. I need more. They broke the telephone wires. These axemen. Okay. What's next? Wake sees the torch symbol, which we knew that, yeah.
I turned the corner, afraid of what the flashlight's beam might reveal. Suddenly, a roughly painted symbol of a torch glowed in the light. Behind it, hidden by a rock, sat a battered metal trunk. It was here for a reason. Packed with supplies, batteries, flares, ammo. things you need to make it through the darkness of the night. Something left behind by someone who knew what I knew, and more.
Maybe it's like me, you know, like maybe it was me leaving it behind for me. Because kind of like in our nightmare, remember how the voice, like the light, it was almost like the intercept of the creator itself in the intro, bear alert. It came out and it was like, here, take this flashlight, here, take this revolver. So I feel like just like that, it's us leaving markers for ourselves, you know? Wait a minute, what's up here? Well, probably should have gone here. I'm gonna flare this one. I'm flaring this one. Because I feel like this is gonna be a lot of guys. Is this like 3 of them? Oh, that was such a good round. Oh. Nice, nice, oh! Nice. There's one more. Come out here, see what happens. That was like 5. All right, back to this. I have 1 flare round. I feel like I thought that was a good flare. I think it only killed like 2 of them. Lover's Peak is that way, through a tree. Let's see what's up here. For your safety, stay on designated trail. Oh yeah, trust me, I'm starting to feel that. No thermos, nothing? Huh. Any left goodies for me? I don't want to call forth more spirits. It's like the only reason I wouldn't want to like... See, I don't think there's anything up there. Yeah. I think it's pretty straightforward from here. Are those shoes? Shoes that are left. Everything from the body of the taken disappears. So that's somebody's real shoes. Can I climb over this tree? I don't see a thermos or anything, but I do just want to try something real quick. I just want to go up here. Is there anything like inside? No. Okay. Sorry, I know my controlling might make y'all sick. Lover's Peak. This is really far back there. There's something over there too. Lover's Peak. Checkpoint reached, but we can't get across the damn trees. So of course we have to go around. That was not swinging before. Dates from 1845. The year the Oregon Treaty was signed. Other notable events marked on the rings. Washington Territory was formed in 1853. I did not know that. The founding of Bright Falls Mining Company and the town itself, 78. In 89, Washington was granted statehood. Oh, 1889. 1929, tree damaged in a forest fire. In 70, Bright Falls Mining Company closes its doors after a volcanic eruption below Cauldron Lake. Mount St. Helens erupts and tree felled by storm in 87. Wow. It's really shake, rattling, and rolling there. But the path was blocked. I guess the path has to be unblocked now? No, it still is. Oh, I can jump over it. I see. Sometimes you just need a different perspective. I forgot that we can kind of like parkour it a little bit, you know? There's a tram here. Nightingale's arrival?
Agent Nightingale didn't want to be in Bright Falls. These little communities revolted him, and he didn't like the trees or the coffee. He now knew that impossible horrors lurked behind the storefronts and smiles. He desperately wanted to turn the car around and just drive until he passed out or ran out of road and booze. But he had a job to do. He had a rider to catch, at any cost.
Agent Nightingale. That's a cool agent name. Yeah, of course. Big time agent, pissed that he got put on a case in the middle of a nowhere town, according to him. It's working. The tram's working. Bright Falls. Moonshine Cave. I remember that. The gazebo, the cabins. And then Lover's Peak, where we're at right now. And we just went through the nature walk. It's gonna make so much noise. And there's another one of those structures, just like the one at the beginning. This is a really well-maintained national park. Oh. These things always terrify me. They remind me of like ski lifts. Like I hate ski lifts more than anything. I go on them because I'm learning to snowboard right now, but see, for this reason. Oh. Crows! The crows are coming! Oh, shoot. Oh. I went head first there. Of course they're here. The darkness entities. My flashlight. Oh, the sickle. The flares?
Come on, we gotta get moving. More of them coming.
Who are you?
That flashlight's kid stuff. The flares will keep the bastards away.
Okay. Wait. The manuscript. Is this the kidnapper?
You can see them too? Hell, of course I see them. Come on, we gotta move.
Oh. I just dropped it by
That's the way the
accident.
story goes.
Yeah, but
Let's move.
What story? Okay.
I lost my gun back there.
Oh, I've got a gun. Just keep that light steady on him.
I
It
don't.
took a moment, but then
Yes.
I recognized
The voice.
him. He'd been on the ferry when I first arrived here with
He
Alice.
was?
He knew my name. We were headed in the direction of Lover's Peak. There was no way this was a coincidence. He was the kidnapper.
Come on, Wake. You better keep up.
I don't know.
set him
What if
up,
he didn't?
and I'll knock him down, Wake.
What if he didn't follow the kidnapper? What if he didn't kidnap her? What if when we were there, he somehow was able to grab her purse or her things or her license and he doesn't really have her? But he was on that ferry. This is so strange. Okay. So I need to help him fight them off. I guess that's pretty straightforward. I don't think this is... Whoa! Right there, right there, right there. Ow! Ow. Drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it. Alright. I know. Get that guy. Get that guy. This is annoying. Like, I feel useless right now. Okay. He's got him. He's got him. Oh. This feels really like... Oh my gosh, where did this guy come from? Relying on somebody else sucks. Let me just tell you, relying on somebody else sucks. He's not the best aim. Not the best with that. That felt really poorly designed. I don't know if I like this part. Does it say lovers? Yeah. What are you seeing? Oh my goodness. Okay, I need to make sure I don't get hit anymore though, because I will die. Let me back up against something. Okay, that has to be it.
Right up these stairs, Wake.
Okay, first let me open this. Hold
From
on.
the emergency box to hold them off while I get these boards off.
Are you serious?
Give me the gun.
Yeah, no can do, Wake.
Are you kidding? Give me the gun.
No time for
Oh no. Hold down to use flare. I think instead of dropping it, I'm supposed to hold it down. I see, okay. So don't, yeah, I'm scaring, trust me. Oh, trust me.
Get some light on those bastards. That'll keep them off us.
Okay, just wait for them to all gather, then I'll flare up. Flare up.
Just a little longer. I almost got it.
Nice.
Okay.
Cause him to back away. Run, run, run! Go, 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 go to the light, to the light, to the light. Come on, dude. I know you're the kidnapper, but come on. Okay. Yeah, holding down makes a big difference.
You're feeling better now, Wake. All cozy and safe. Better get ready. They'll be on us soon.
Man, you can't be a kidnapper and condescending at the same time. That just makes you an asshole. Come on. Entering Lover's Peak. Maybe there's something in the Overlook. Probably not, but still. Of course. Nothing. Where are we now? Same thing. It's just showing Lover's Peak. It's so interesting that he's acting so, like, nonchalant. Even though we have a kidnapper right here.
This is it, Wake. The last stand.
Like, what?
There's more flares here. Get ready.
Oh my
Please
goodness.
fight them as long as they keep coming.
A last stand?
goddamn gun! They're coming! That's not how this goes.
Thermos!
Get with the program, Wake.
Thermos. Let me drop the thermos here. Let me grab this real quick. I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. All right, walk over this way. Nice. Drop the flare. Okay, this is good. Good. 6 flares left.
Bring it!
Oh! It's kind of a badass. I don't trust that there's a ledge right there that they're not gonna like drop down from here. Nice. Get him. Shoot him. Get him. Yep, see? Yep. There's a guy climbing up on it and in the back too. All right, use the flare. Yeah, keep him away. It's getting the darkness out of them. Oh. Flares. Shoot him. I need to keep him off of him so he can shoot him. Yeah. Oi! Get him, shoot him. Shoot this one. This one. Alan. Nice. Oh, no. Okay. Nice. Refill this. There's a big boy. Oi! Come on, shoot him. Shoot the ones that are here with us. I'm not feeling covered. Nice, those are off of it. I think we just have this one. I can't see, I don't have any more flares. I'm gonna need you to kill that man. Are there any more? That's him, that's the last one. Nice. Come on. If he gets close to us, we're screwed. No, don't keep coming, no. Oh, cutscene.
Let's cut the act now.
That was quite the last dance.
Where's my wife?
I knew you were gonna say that. I read it all before. You're a hell of a writer. Congratulations. You're gonna bring about something glorious and terrible once we get you some proper editorial control.
Who are you to say anything about my writing?
Where's Alice? I want the entire manuscript, or she's gonna suffer bad.
You touch her mouth.
Oh. I didn't think that went through. Oh. So he does... Yeah, so we suspected, right? So he wants our manuscript. So he's basically holding her captive to make me right. Why does this feel like Barry? Something Barry would do. Nice, I got the gun though. We got the revolver.
You're gonna give me the manuscript or you'll be sorry.
It just feels a little bit
Come
flat.
back here. I swear I'll kill you if you hurt Alice. Do you hear me? Come back here.
I don't think he really has her. There's a part of me that
He
really
had
doesn't
Alice,
believe it.
And he wanted the manuscript because he thought it held some magical power. But I had no manuscript to give him. I had to get back to Barry and figure out my next move.
Unless he thinks that something about the manuscript can change this darkness and everything, perhaps. Paging Mr. Wake. Alice's fear of the dark. Oh, we still got a lot left in this chapter too.
On more than one occasion, Alice had tried to explain to me how it felt to be afraid of the dark. To her, darkness wasn't simply the absence of light, but something more tangible than that. It was something you could touch and feel. Worse than that, it was something with a mind of its own, something malicious and malign. For her, things changed when they were wrapped in darkness. They turned into something else, something foreign. And nothing was safe or innocent anymore.
Huh.
I'd never really understood what she meant. Until now.
That would have to be, I wonder how that's interesting. It's almost like, I wonder if this book is almost like an ode to her as well because of the darkness themes and then her going missing in it. And then the darkness being our opposing part, which she was terrified of. It's almost like he's trying to like be in her position. But that would be really difficult to be with somebody who is afraid of the dark because you'd always be sleeping with a light on, you know? Like I didn't even think about that till now, but there's no way that she could go to sleep with all the lights off. There's no way. Oh, fast run, fast run, fast run. Yeah, this kidnapper, that was really interesting to see us walk through that together and me have to be like his guiding light there. Almost kind of save him in a way. It just seems twisted. There. He just ran off. And that's something shiny. That's a bear trap. Okay. That is a bear trap. That is not a manuscript. The cake is a lie. Woods over here. What's over here? I don't see anything. But I feel like we're gonna... This feels massive to be able to have it span all the way out here and not have something. Feels weird. Wait, more bear traps. So this is a right way to go though. This has to be a way that you could go. Sure enough, yeah. What's that noise? There. He's placing traps. We're watching him place traps, y'all. Yeah, okay, you could have just rounded the bend over there. So I just took kind of like a different way. There's so many bear traps. So we need to be careful if we're like defending ourselves or something that we don't just accidentally run over them. Poor Max. No wonder Max stepped in them. There's a million of them. All shining, acting like they're manuscripts. We can always walk along the edge over here. Thermos over there. That is a manuscript though. Okay, we need to go this way. And ammo. Nice. Okay, we're maxed on ammo. It's a good place to be, and we still have one flare. And that is different than the flare gun. Sarah thinks about Wake.
Sarah didn't care about the legal threats Wake's agent had made. She let Wake go with that argument because there was something about him she couldn't quite put her finger on. Something that reminded her of her father. She didn't think Wake would hurt his wife. Then she thought about the way he waded into Hartman. That hair-trigger rage flaring up without warning.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the most unlikely of people can have a heat streak. Flares up, if you will. Okay, I think that's the way we're going. I feel pretty good about moving forward without, like, looking through the woods. Trying to not let the thermoses consume me. These convenient tree branches. Or not branches. That's a whole damn tree. That's not a branch. Okay. I saw it. I see it. One's down. No sneaking up on me today. Last one. Nice. I'm tempted to go back and get that ammo back, but I'm gonna trust the game. I'm gonna trust that the game gives you enough. We need to get to the next light. Yeah, we need to get to the next light. The darkness is stirring again. The darkness.
What the hell?
He's gonna throw one. Come on. We also haven't seen our friend give us any ammo. Like, there's been no ammo caches for a while. Oh gosh, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. We can't stay still. More will come. What is this? There's a cabin. But I think I missed a thermos, guys. Like, wasn't it on the ledge? Didn't I see it on the ledge? I don't know. We can always head back. Okay. Those aren't my footsteps. Oh, what is that? That's a hole. That's a hole. That is a hole, man. That is a hole, man. That's a whole man. Better fill up that entire gauge. Ow. That guy's gotta die soon. Okay. 16 shots. 4. I can't run out of light. Oh gosh, I should have started this before. Then we wouldn't have had to fight them. It's just, you don't know if you can risk it because that's a lot, guys. That's like three pumps like that. That's not something you can do really quickly if they're pressing up on you. And there was a sense of urgency. Rifle. That's got to be a rifle. Yes! Okay, no more shotgun, y'all. A rifle, which I'm imagining has to be a one-tap. And another manuscript. I hate chainsaws.
The night had been one desperate situation after another. I was exhausted, and my body felt as though it had been chewed up and spat out. The flashlight was heavy in my hand, and each pull of the trigger sent a painful shock up my arm. But I was finally out of the woods, and things were looking up. That's when I heard the chainsaw.
Okay, I am tempted to run back for all that ammo. There's the bear traps too. Let me just look out here because I just want to make sure. I just really thought that there was a thermos somewhere. I also find it so weird we haven't seen another... That guy being like, hey... Nope, 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 it's starting back up. Get out, get out, get out. Nope. I'm not going back into the woods. Alright, we've got 28 rounds. That should be enough. 6 light bulbs. I just need to be very smart about my next moves. Especially if we're gonna face a chainsaw. Flare. Focus.
I had heard the plane fall. It made no sense. It was clear that it had just fallen here, but it was very old and obviously hadn't flown in decades.
Yeah.
Looking at it sent a shiver down my spine.
That is definitely not from today. It's like Amelia Earhart. I don't get why we're burning those things out. What was that? Maybe burning those things means that maybe those little puddles are where the darkness and those guys form. Okay. This is, nice. This is gonna be a weapon. Okay, let's look at all the pieces too. Wow. Oh, there's some on the plane. That means that the darkness, yeah, this was entirely the darkness, because this is what happened to the structure. Remember the structure with Rusty? This goo. The weird goo. I want to make sure I burn it all. Is there any back here? Okay, I think we got most of it. It says up here. Is that the breathing again? Yes. Flare gun back. All right, they are gearing us up for something, you guys. 3 flares, 2 flare gun moments, and our normal shots. Let's go inside the plane too. I don't know if I trust the integrity of that, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Nope, 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 Oh, I knew that was gonna hurt me. But it was gonna fall. Huh. Did we get all of the... Did we get all of it? Interesting, and I wonder if you can now jump onto it. No. I was thinking you could go from like that one to that wing, but I don't think so. Okay, I think we're good to go. I don't like this area. This is not the nature walk I was promised. Okay, checkpoint reached. Gosh. It's just when the wind starts rustling that I hate it. Oh, yep. Like that. Okay, let's drop a flare. Go for this guy first. Nice. This guy next. And then... Oh! Oh. Never trust that there's not another one. There's always another one. 20 rounds. I hate that it costs 3 rounds. Come on. Ow! It's so easy to miss hearing that. Okay. When in doubt, just duck it out. Yes, 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 I could have started this, dang it. I should have started it so we didn't even have to fight them. I could have saved those rounds. All right, we're back to 27 rounds. I need batteries. I don't like being under like 7 batteries. Okay, nope, 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 nope. I am not leaving this area. This warm, cozy area, except for this. I think that this is where the thermos was. Oh, there it is. Okay. Stay it over here. I know more are gonna spawn. I can hear it. It's like gearing up to spawn more. It's like, how dare you go for that thermos? It's a mill. There's a mill here. Okay, let's get back on the road. Or we make for the mill. It's gone. There's just something incredibly unnerving about how they've done the game. Because of the sounds. It's a lot of like audio that causes me to be spooked out. I realize like even in... Okay, hold on. Let me drop this flare. Like even in horror movies. Like especially in horror movies. When you hear that there's gonna be a jump scare, it's so often not even that. Oh, I didn't mean to waste that. I just wasted my other drop flare. It's so stupid. 18 rounds, look behind you, never trust behind. Dang it. Such a waste of a flare. I'm assuming that nightmare mode means you probably have less and there's no... You'd probably have to really focus on starting up the engines and not having to fight them with your weapons every time. I could have ran here, I guess. Climb it, climb it. The rusty ladder. I like rusty spoons. Okay, run. Oh, ow, ow. Run! Ow. Yeah, nothing about this seems... Oh! Okay. Okay, I think it's fine. Didn't fall off. We're down to 3 lights, y'all. And more goo. 3 lights and more goo. Alright, where are we at with manuscripts? Alright, 5 total manuscripts left. 1 nightmare manuscript. I think what we should do is watch. I'm sure somebody has put up all the manuscripts, even from nightmare mode. I'd kind of like to see them with you guys so we can talk them through to see how much more context you get. I doubt there would be anybody in here, right? As long as we clear this. What kind of well was this? Or, yeah, deputies at a
The
logging
logging
site?
site was a mess. The modular office had been pushed off the cliff. Deputy Thornton climbed up from the wreckage excited, breathing hard from the exertion. Nobody there. It's weird. Don't you think that's weird?
Oh, this is what they're doing right
let out
now.
A mighty snort. Hell, it's always weird, Thornton. Just a question of sorting out what kind of weird it is this time around.
That's true. So those were the detectives we heard on the radio. Well, I guess just the other officers, but so that's what they're doing right now while we're doing this, is investigating. But that was probably during the day. I doubt they're investigating at night like this. Another manuscript too. Oh! Oh! Oh, I didn't jump, guys. I'm sorry. Wait, what is that? Oh, I thought it was a manuscript. It's a light. Oh, man. I gotta get a running jump. Hold on. Run and jump. Oh, no! I'm going down! Oh, come on. It's not that difficult. Alan. Okay, let me line it up. And also, let me recharge my health. I don't want to talk about it. Okay, ready? Ready? And run and jump. Nice. What is it this time? Barry and Elderwood? Barry and Elderwood. Did Barry go into Elderwood after me?
When Barry saw the darkness attack the visitor center, it made him a believer. The men Al said he'd shot, they hadn't been just locals on crank. Somehow the world had changed. Like the channel had been switched without warning. You think you're watching a sitcom, and you're really watching a horror show. When the birds started attacking the cabin, Barry wasn't surprised, just terrified.
The birds are attacking the cabin. We need to get back to Barry. Yeah. I love that like orb, and you can kind of see it like closing in. It's like a good indication of where you're at with it. All right, pick up these flare guns. I think that's what causes the guys to spawn, are these little goops of like darkness. There we go. Coffee thermos. Oh, ladder. Okay. Every time I see these, I always think of Geralt with the rubber duck. Oh no. There's more. Yeah, I think if they're not put out. I'd kind of like to test the theory, but I feel like I don't have like expendable ammo. Okay. I think I got everything there. That was what, 3 manuscripts? 2 manuscripts? We also haven't run into the chainsaw guy. The darkness wears her face. Alice's? Be aware of Widowmakers. Okay. To up the intensity. Oh! That's so... Nice, he's going off the cliff. Yeah, that was not pretty. That took a lot to take him down. Can I jump on this box? Oh. Beware of Widowmakers. The breathing, the heavy breathing. Ooh. I do have a rifle. I have 13 rounds with my rifle I haven't used. Can we jump up here? Oh. Oh, what's up here? Oh, manuscript. Scoop. The whoop. I think we're actually crushing it when it comes to manuscripts. But they put them in good spots. Ah, this is, yeah, 2 more. Wake feels the dark presence.
Shadows stirred and the wind picked up as I ran through the forest. I felt the dark presence turning its gaze toward me. Then the moonlight was blotted out by dark shadows that raced violently across the ground, moving too swiftly to be natural. Darkness gathered between the trees and melted again to reveal the taken. No natural path had brought them here.
We need a clicker, y'all. That's what we need. No natural path. That must be why they're able to pull from all of them. You know, at first I thought it was all of the people that had been taken already. Like had literally been taken or had gotten lost by camping. But there's no way that many people have gone missing or have died out here. Like those have to be repeats. That's like what the darkness does. It has to just pull from anybody. Oh, goodness, okay. Emergency box. I'm gonna use flare gun if I have to. What's in here? Revolver. Okay, let's go revolver. We'll wait for flare gun when we have to. Anything up here? Nothing? Nothing? I'm waiting for the chainsaw. We always read the manuscript and the thing happens shortly after. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. All right, let's just start kind of shining from him far away. Let's get that free shine. See how it's like slowly pulling from him? Ow, I'm stuck on a log. Move, who put this log here? These are big boys too. All right, I'm gonna do this. What? Are you kidding me? He was exempt from it? The rifles for the win. How? Okay. Those are really tough. I guess they don't even care about the flare guns. Okay. Let's go. Amount of times I'm like, okay, let's go. It's just like each segment you're like, you feel like you have to slow down everything and be like, okay, here we go again. Let me catch my breath and prepare for the next move. More ammo. And we did get more, okay, we got more bulbs. This is good, this is good. I don't trust this. Tree going down? Huh?
Logging is a hazardous occupation.
Yeah. I am flaring that big guy. Flares out. Flares out. Oh, that was a killer flare. Literally. I do not like chainsaws. That, okay, the power of the flare. Dang, I need to start using that better than just shooting it on the floor. What have I been doing this whole time? Is that a thermos? No. I love how I'm like ducking down. Okay, campgrounds. Do you think I missed a manuscript there? Should I explore that more? Hold on. How many do we have left? 2? Let me just... I think it would have been more in the path, but let me just check the backs of these. I don't trust it to not be posted up somewhere. Okay. Logging is a dangerous occupation. 42 rounds as well. We gotta be nearing it. Elderwood National Park. Light. Safe zone. Haven't we been here before?
Barry?
Ow! The porch is covered.
I know.
With birds. They've got all Hitchcock on me.
Stay out of sight. I'm on my way. Don't open the door.
What am I, crazy?
Stay hidden. I'll be there soon. Just make sure you keep the lights on.
Unless they force the lights off. No, they're gonna go join Barry.
I still had to reach Barry at the cabin.
Yeah.
But at least I was out of the woods.
Damn good cup of coffee. I would say we're rocking and rolling now. We've got 9 rounds, 3. I would like to get some more flares. What in the world? The lights are on in that vehicle. We need to return to Barry. Catch a ride. Bathroom. Closed. Which means you already know I'm walking in here. This is a checkpoint range? TV! Yes! Garage keys. Oh. That's me.
A story is not a machine that does what you tell it. A story is a beast with a life of its own.
You can create it, shape it, but as the story grows, it starts wanting things of its own. Change one thing and you set off a chain reaction of events that spreads through the whole thing. The characters have to be true to themselves. The events need to follow a logic that fits the story. A single flaw and the magic is gone. The story dies. Alice dies.
Alice dies. I love how they put a TV in the bathroom.
Nature and yourself.
Sir? It's called privacy. I don't know where or who taught you to just come bursting out of a stall like that. But not today, Satan. Pick up manuscript. Oh. Okay, Nightingale fires at Wake.
The FBI agent's command froze me in place. I considered surrender. It was all falling apart anyway. I could give in, let someone else deal with it. But it felt all wrong. Call it instinct. His posture. The way he held the gun. He was no friend. Shots ringing in my ears, I leaped for the hole in the fence and stumbled into the darkness beyond.
Nightingale, but we haven't seen Nightingale yet. That's the only part of this whole thing that confuses me. More hunting rifle ammo. And if I had to guess, another one's gonna pop out of... It's popping out like a daisy. No? Okay. But we got the keys, so let's get the heck out of here, y'all. Let's go. And we've got built-in lighting, guys. It's funny, I didn't even try to get to it first. I feel like most people, their first instinct would be to get here. But we just... Okay, accelerate steering. Oh. 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 Oh! Sucker! Okay, I can boost lights. Oh. Oh. Wait, this is awesome. There's so many of them. Okay, keep going. Crush their hay barrels. Oh no, it's blocked. Oh shoot. Okay, let's try killing them. All right. Let's just kill all of them. Back it up, back it up, back it up. Nice. But we need to go this way, I think. There's a light there. Because we have to get around, right? Oh, more have spawned. Ramp over it. Oh, that was not really the ramp we were hoping for. Okay, I have a battery to watch out for too. What if there's... Truck. Okay, I'm just going where... okay, I think we're doing good though. But what if there's thermoses? Are more coming after us? Oh, big boy. I just want to crush him to crush him, you know? Ah! Okay, back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up. Want to make sure we don't get taken. All right, reverse. Road rage. All right, he's not coming back from that. Oh. Actually, I do need to be careful that I don't. Yeah, because I think they're the things that hurt. I will kill these two guys. Hold on. Okay. Wait, I just sustained a lot of damage there, I think. Or the battery. I'm trying to understand how the battery works. Maybe I went too hasty through that. This guy does not want to die. Okay, but my vehicle's on fire. Or it's almost on fire. Oh, my hood's off. I think we should get out of here. Let's just go. Thermoses are for collection later. We can collect them later. Barry's getting attacked by birds. Elwood Lodge. Wait, but there could be something here. Okay, hold on, hold on. I'm gonna hop out right here for a second. Because this path is here. There has to be something. Checkpoint reached. And remember, we're missing one manuscript. Yeah. Where is this? That was where we, oh, thermos. Yes. This is where we were killing them, right? Yeah. Very nice, very nice. What's that? Manuscript. The last manuscript. Checkpoint reached. There. Okay, I need to catch my breath. Oh, there's a guy, there's a guy, there's a guy. Waste to spare.
There was no misunderstanding. Cauldron Lake was where Alice and I had stayed, but there was no cabin and no island. I was missing a week. What had happened to me? What had happened to Alice? I had to get her back. I couldn't face life without her.
What if it's like time travel? No, that wouldn't make sense. I think headshots do matter. Did you see that? Popped him in the head. Nice. I was like, there's somebody else. I hear those little footsteps. It's gotta be it. Okay, let's get back to the vehicle and get to Barry. I'm on my way. Stay strong, Bear. Enjoy luxurious comfort. An authentic heritage home. Of course. Okay. Throw some lights on. All right, we have everything collected so we don't, oh, don't start with me. Driving in games is never easy. We all know this. Ow. It's just harder for some people. Oh, come on. Who put that log there? No. Not my log, not my problem. That's what I like to say. Oh, seriously? Okay, there's no getting around. Barry, I gotta go on foot. It will take me a second. What was that? Revolver ammo? Hold on, pick up this. Whoa! Whoa! Yeah. Yeah. Flare gun ammo! He was charging! Barry, I'm on my way. Okay. Pick up that flare ammo. More stuff, more stuff, more stuff. Revolver ammo. Oh, you've got to be kidding me! Okay, well. That guy. Repair this. We're gonna have to shoot this guy with it. Time to go. Stay calm, Barry. I'm on my way. Well, hold on. I'm gonna have to work on... I should have been working on my cardiovascular. Maybe it's my cholesterol that's not doing so hot right now.
The kidnapper.
You son of a bitch! Where's my wife?
Enough horseplay, Wake. You deliver the manuscript, and you can have your woman back. Simple as that.
I don't... Listen. I'm gonna need time to finish it. I still need to write the ending. I need a week.
It's not done?
I need a
week.
week.
2 days.
To Deerfest?
The old Bright Falls coal mine is nearby. You can find it easy, city boy. The main building, there at noon. You bring the manuscript, you'll get your wife. Not, well, get me?
Yes, I get you.
Yes, I get you. Yeah, but still, I mean, all of this. What does he gain from getting the manuscript?
Barry talked about birds over the phone.
Look at it loading you up right before. All right, remember flares. Flares. I'm gonna go with these. The handheld flares are the best. That way? Wait a minute. Yeah, you think so? Save Barry from the birds. There's something here. Ammo. They must know that oh, this is gonna be a bitching part. Look at all the flares. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Crack a flare. Nice. Hurt them. They're coming in. Let me stay still. Wait, I can hit them. Yeah, they're dropping, look. Okay, so when they dive bomb, we can use the flares. They're coming back, they're coming back. I wonder if I can stay right here. Oh! Ow. Okay, drop the flare. Nice. Nice. Where are they? There was a whole pack of them. He's still sneezing. Lithium batteries. They're coming from the side. I think they're coming from the side. Wait, which side? Where are they? Okay, I'm gonna stay here. Nice. Nice. Whoa! I'm just randomly firing off now. Nice. The birds. They're angry. Nice. Oh! They're vicious. There's another pack. Barry, no!
Barry, you can open the door now.
Nice.
We're gone.
Barry, let me in.
Hey, Al. I'm sorry for thinking you were having a psychotic episode, man.
Oh, now you're sorry?
I sent Barry to the town to ask around about a man fitting the kidnapper's description.
Look at him.
He'd go through the archives of the local paper. Perhaps he could learn something. Anything about the island and the cabin that had disappeared.
Yeah. Or when did a cabin never exist
a
there?
manuscript. I had to try to write him one to get Alice back.
Oh. Writer's
For
block.
me, the supernatural had always been nothing but a metaphor for the human psyche, a tool to use in writing fiction. Now, it was happening for real, and I couldn't put a single word on paper.
That is a good point. He's always written like murder mysteries, which are grounded probably in realism.
Rose? I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Oh, you sweet, brilliant girl.
Could you and Mr. Wake come get them? I live in the trailer park outside the town.
We'll be there in less than an hour.
I know.
See you soon.
Have a great day.
Yeah, that is not her.
Hope you come back soon. Welcome to the
Oh Dear Diner.
Who is she? So she's the darkness. She is the darkness. Oh! The end. End of episode 2. Ah! Okay, I don't know how many episodes there are, to be fair. I guess I didn't look at them in... I guess you could probably look somewhere in here. I do want to kind of see statistics, though. Oh, cool. TV shows found. Oh, no, I feel like some of this could contain spoilers, so I'm going to avoid that till the very end, just because I don't want to, like, see if I found everything yet until the very end. I know I'm not going to catch all of the bottles or the thermoses and things like that, but guys, it is heating up. That was quite a lengthy chapter as well, but we kind of did a whole lot. So that was pretty much the chapter of the national park. We're headed towards the trailer. What we learned this time was really at the very end, that, which was what we already suspected, was the old lady had a part to play. But I think the old lady is this like manifestation of darkness. It's almost like a possession in a way as well. So I was thinking while he was talking at the end, I think it's kind of cool because, like I said, he's always done thrillers that were grounded in like murder mysteries, which typically have a little bit more realism to them, or they are limited by the environment, by real world things. Whereas he always says like supernatural stuff, it's like a thing of fiction. It's not a reality. It's kind of goofy. It's a way to be able to be more, I guess, creative, and in that regard, he is getting a run for his money here. But I will say the kidnapper's story feels flimsy. That's so weird to me that we met up with him. I found that whole scene just kind of out of place, that we meet up with the kidnapper, we fend off, and then all of a sudden I attack him, and then we separate because I get the revolver. I also feel like he got to his feet first, so we really could have grabbed the revolver first if he really tried. But But other than that, I think I'm doing a pretty good job at conserving ammo. The flashlight, that was a little bit of a hairy situation at the very end there, but loved driving the car, as horrible as I was at that. But yeah, as far as predictions for it, again, I just think that I'm trying to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. And I think that's almost like the point of it. There is something magical about the writing that he does. I think that there's like this magic that comes alive when you're writing. And so that's why the kidnapper wants him, is to somehow, it's not for the money of the manuscript or anything like that. Maybe the kidnapper wants him to write the end of this darkness in Bright Falls of some sort. I don't know. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. With that, I will see you guys in episode 3. Bye, YouTube. I feel like I'm going insane. I mean, it doesn't make sense.